Welcome to this video, Educide, Why This History Feels Unfamiliar. We will explore how erased history influences modern legal advocacy. This orientation module focuses on understanding how erased history shapes modern legal advocacy, providing immediate clarity for the rest of the content. The purpose is to understand what Educide is, how it shaped Armenian history and U.S. understanding, its impact on Artsakh, why the case theory feels unfamiliar, and why this argument requires clarity and courage. This prepares you to argue the applicant's case theory. Educide is the systematic destruction of a people's educational system, historical memory, cultural continuity, and identity. It is a form of genocide that destroys a nation's ability to remember itself. Educide matters because when history is erased, the world forgets. Identity becomes unclear, legal claims are misunderstood, narratives become unfamiliar, and people may internalize incomplete history. This explains why the case theory feels new to many. In the Armenian context, the genocide included three layers: genocide, or physical destruction; democide, or state-sponsored killing; and educide, the erasure of history, culture, and identity. This third layer explains why the Armenian story is often unknown. Educide shapes national memory by affecting what textbooks teach, what governments acknowledge, what the public believes, what international actors assume, and what students learn, leading many to rely on incomplete narratives. A narrative becomes dominant when it is repeated for decades, embedded in diplomacy, taught in schools, reinforced by silence, and accepted without question. Educide makes the unfamiliar feel wrong, and the inaccurate feel normal. Artsakh's history feels unfamiliar because its history was not widely taught, its referendum and constitution are not well known, its cultural heritage has been repeatedly erased, and its narrative has been overshadowed by geopolitics. This is a direct outcome of Educide. Students may wonder why they haven't heard this history before or why it contradicts what they learned. Educide explains these reactions and the feeling that this case theory is different. Rebuilding the historical record involves reconstructing a suppressed history, analyzing treaties with accurate context, understanding legal continuity, challenging assumptions with evidence, and learning to think like advocates. This is the antidote to Educide. A people's legal identity is grounded in their history, governance, documents, referendum, and constitution. Understanding this is essential for the applicant's case theory and self-determination. In international law, a community's rights do not depend on another state's actions, and legal identity stands on its own evidence. Self-determination is a right, not a gift. Students must understand this for the case theory. This case theory challenges dominant narratives, requires understanding erased history, demands legal reasoning, and asks students to defend unfamiliar truths. This is real advocacy and requires courage and clarity. You are learning this first because you must understand why the truth feels unfamiliar, how Educide shaped the narrative, the historical gaps, and the case theory's foundation. This module removes the learning curve. Now that you understand what Educide is, how it shaped history, why the case theory feels unfamiliar, and why this argument exists, you are ready for the preliminary hearing training deck.